Hey guys, time for the Midweek Lift. If you're following along in Words of Grace, then you've probably seen Adam Cooper's excellent Devo on the temptation of Jesus. But I'm going to work from the other end of Luke 4 this morning, specifically where Jesus goes back to Nazareth, to his hometown. Gotten a little bit of a name for himself now, and they ask him, hey, Jesus, you're in town. Why don't you come up and read the scroll? The reading that day is from the prophet of Isaiah. There would have been a regular reading probably in every synagogue in Israel on the same day. They'd read the same thing, and he reads from the prophet Isaiah, and this is what he reads. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim the release of captives and the recovery of sight from the blind, to set free those who are downtrodden, and to proclaim the favor of the year of the Lord. And then he said, today, this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing. And that was the part that didn't go over so well. Okay, at that point, people were blown away about it and, not really thrilled. Who is this guy? How can he say this? And Jesus says this because this is kind of, I think, what encapsulates his ministry. The Spirit of God's on him. He's preaching to the poor. He's proclaiming release of those enslaved and imprisoned to all kinds of things, including addictions or sin or whatever. Recovery of sight to the blind, both spiritually and physically. To set free those who have been oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the favor of the Lord. And to this day, when we as Christians do those things, people don't like it. People don't like when we say there's a transcendent force at work. There's a God in heaven. He's really here. They don't like that. No, they'd much rather us say, leave God out of it. Preaching to the poor. Well, leave the poor alone. What right do you have to go to people and tell them that they should change their life because of your religion? Yeah. To proclaim release to the captives. Well, okay, you can work about trying to help people get free from addiction, but don't make them get free from addiction by following your God. Recovery of sight to the blind. Well, miracles don't happen. You can't do that. And who's to say that if somebody has this religion of their fathers that involves worshiping the earth and the spirits, and you teach about Christianity, you're just taking their culture away from them. That's not right. You shouldn't be trying to convert them to Christianity. To set free those who are downtrodden. Well, we're okay with trying to help the oppressed as long as we help them in a way that is, compliant with all the government regulations and does not involve preaching the gospel in any way. And to proclaim the Lord of the year's favor. Well, a lot of people say, well, what favor of God? He's not good. He didn't do anything good for me. So anytime we do those things, we run into the same problems Jesus did. And the problem is that we're proclaiming a gospel that, as it's described in other parts of the New Testament, is a sickening smell to the world, but is the aroma of God to those who are being saved. It's an upside down kingdom. It's a backwards logic. It looks horrible on the outside and beautiful on the inside. But we're called to follow Christ, and we're called to follow him all the way to the cross. And so as we do, let's proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Let's proclaim sight for the blind. Let's proclaim release from imprisonment. Let's proclaim the gospel to the poor. Let's do these things. I hope that encourages you. Have a good week.